The Bridge Curse 2 is a three-dimensional horror game set in a university where mysterious events and murders are on the menu. It is a game that contains many of the typical horror elements, aspects that make me feel invested in the plot. I am drawn into a world of evil, darkness, and with an overwhelming feeling that everything around me wants me dead. Sometimes you have to sneak and hide, sometimes you're chased by demonic beings, and everything is mixed up with somewhat clever puzzles. The Bridge Curse 2 is now available for Nintendo Switch and the price is set at $25. In this video we check out how the game feels on the handheld console and if it's worth buying. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Let's go! Okay, we have a problem, and it's a big problem. I suspect that the game has a bug that makes it impossible to progress. This is the door of frustration. In Act 3, I have to go into the nurse's office, but after I open the door, I can't enter the room. It is impossible. And first I wonder, have I missed something? Did I forget to pick up some necessary item? It doesn't seem like it. At least I found the key to open the door, and now I can't go in. I have tried everything, to duck, to go sideways and to run in. Nothing works. In other words, I'm stuck and can't move forward. So if you're playing this game on the Switch, please explain what you did to progress, because I can't progress beyond this. The game takes place in a university. In the beginning, we follow a female journalist who investigates the mysterious events that took place in the school's premises. And what she discovers can be considered anything but lustful. Without spoiling too much, I can say that she herself gets involved, and the course of events can be considered both terrifying and creepy. In the other acts, we get a deeper understanding of what is going on. We now get to follow a film crew shooting a horror film, but pretty soon things freak out and the line between fiction and reality becomes blurred. What I really like about the story are the characters. Above all, that we get to know them in depth. In addition, you have access to a smartphone where you can make calls, chat and send messages. Through the phone you can gain additional knowledge about the characters you play, which I think contributes to a greater understanding of their intentions and motives. In addition, there are lots of small cutscenes in the game that definitely contribute to understanding how each character feels at the moment. So let's take a closer look at some examples of what makes this a fundamentally good horror game. And let's start with the environments. This is a very dark game, and most of the rooms and corridors are basically completely devoid of light. And at the beginning of the game, it's really mostly the darkness that contributes to setting the mood. But the further into the game you get, the weirder it gets. We have elevators that take you to mysterious places. We see these faceless mannequins that really give off an eerie impression. And we meet this doll.
Next! Please introduce yourself, contestant.
And everything is mixed up with lots of blood and other things that can be considered disgusting, ugly and sometimes just weird. But the game design is very good, I think. It usually starts with everything seeming okay, nothing seems strange, but with the progression of the story, everything around becomes very creepy. So I think there is a distinct horror progression in the game that makes this a memorable experience. So let's discuss this game's great asset. All the puzzles. I have to admit, I really found them entertaining. They feel innovative and varied. Okay, some puzzles are quite classic, where you have to move puzzle pieces. But then there are challenges that are both unexpected and require thinking outside the box. Here you have to avoid a ballet dancer. If she sees you move, she turns into a monster and kills you. So every time she looks away, that's when you should run forward. Very fun actually. Then we have the computer room, where you have to hunt a doll with the help of a USB stick. If you fail, time runs out and the doll kills you. But right at the beginning of the game we are introduced to what this will be about. Hiding and avoiding being seen is a recurring game mechanic. In this situation we have to avoid a sergeant. You do this by ducking behind the furniture and observing his movements. So my overall impression is that there is a wealth of challenges that can sometimes require you to both test different solutions or think in a different way. But above all, I want to state that the puzzles are completely unpredictable. The game's developers have really succeeded in creating a variety of challenges where you never know what you will face. I really enjoyed this. When it comes to performance, it is generally stable. Of course, the Switch version is a watered down version that can hardly be compared to what the game can actually look like. If you want to get the most of the game purely visually, maybe you should check for another version. But despite this, everything flows very well. This is a solid port. I haven't experienced frame rate issues, no matter where in the game I am. I haven't experienced any crashes either. However, I want to mention the bug that prevents me from progressing in the game. This is a clear problem and should be addressed immediately. One thing I consider a negative is the loading times. They are long, way too long. And it becomes especially noticeable if you die and have to redo something. You really want to avoid failure, because then you will spend a lot of time at the loading screen. It happened to me a couple of times, and it was equally unnerving each time. The control works well for this type of game, and there are no big surprises. You can duck, run fast, and use a couple of items to solve various riddles and puzzles. It is smooth and easy to use. However, in the menu you can set the Y and X axis and its sensitivity. It is not possible to customize the control, but overall I think its scheme is as it should be. At least I had no problems using the controller when I played. The menus are also smoothly designed, where you get an overview of collected items as well as a map of the area. The map is well designed, where you see names of important rooms and where you can also zoom in and out to get a clearer picture of the university. You can also adjust the brightness and tinker with the sound. In addition, there is a manual that describes various functions, so the menus are easy to navigate and contain most of what you need to know about the game. So, should you buy this game? Basically, this is a very good horror game that I think many fans of the genre will appreciate. The mix of sneaking around, solving puzzles, and experiencing a dark and well-written story makes this a game worth buying. Unfortunately, I have to ask everyone to hold off on a purchase until the game-breaking bug is fixed. There is no point in buying a broken game. But still, if you like three-dimensional horror games that can be both scary and creepy, then this is ultimately a good buy. And if you also like games like Outlast and Layers of Fear, then this could be a good addition to the collection. That said, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Have a great day. See ya!